Alright guys, HMK is back with another theory that I've had looming in the old noggin for a while, but I've held back to give a reasonable amount of time for everyone to try and beat The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds. But as always, I must go forth and proclaim spoiler alert, spoilers! Now that I got that out of the way, it's time to get into the theory. Now we all know that the infernal Majora's Mask has made its way into A Link Between Worlds, and some have said that it really means nothing more than an Easter egg, while many choose to ponder on how did it get there. And I think that it means much more than an aesthetic design choice. So let's get into the theory. First off, it's safe to assume that Ravio is the one who acquired the mask through unknown means, but the way he acquired the mask may be simple enough, as the game is called A Link Between Worlds. A Link Between Worlds. A Link Between... So if you played and beat the game, you already know Ravio is originally from Lorule and is Link's Lorulean counterpart. And he has the power to traverse between worlds even without the bracelet. As shown at the game's close, he made it back to Lorule from Hyrule through unknown means. Now my first theory is that since Ravio didn't have the courage to face Hilda and Yuga, he escaped to other worlds to find a way to stop them. So before getting to Hyrule, it's possible for him to travel to Termina, using the power to cross worlds, as Termina is also a parallel world to Hyrule with its own community of counterparts. While here, Ravio acquires the mask in order to use it against Hilda and Yuga to stop their plans to ruin Hyrule. However, Ravio has shown that he doesn't want to use dastardly plans in any device, so he must have sensed the dark powers within the mask, but decided not to use it, but to hold on to it just in case he may avert any potential disasters. He then jumped from Termina to Hyrule, where he came across Link and decided helping out the hero there would be a better solution, and simply hung the mask up in the shop in order to keep an eye on it. However, it should be noted that the Majora's Mask's exact origins have not been confirmed, and that they can also be assumed that it came from Hyrule, as in Majora's Mask, the happy mask salesman comes to own the mask, and he is originally from Hyrule as shown in Ocarina of Time, and that he may have found it there. Even when the Skull Kid stole the mask from the salesman and stole Epona from Link, they were still in Hyrule at the time, and simply went to Termina with the mask, and that it didn't originate from there. So the second theory is that it's possible that Ravio came to find the mask and never went to Termina in the first place. Yet in another twist, it is also possible that the Majora's Mask doesn't even come from Hyrule or Termina, assuming that in all the timelines Termina and Lorule exist alongside Hyrule. As in A Link Between Worlds, it takes place in the Downfall timeline, and Majora's Mask takes place in the Child timeline. It is quite the erratic possibility that the Majora's Mask may originally come from Lorule. In Majora's Mask, the mask salesman stresses the fact that the mask was insanely impossible to acquire, and that he himself has shown he was able to traverse worlds by his own means, as seen he was able to move from Hyrule to Termina and back. So it's possible that he may have visited Lorule at one point in order to acquire the mask before the events of Majora's Mask. The mask itself has an emphasis on the color purple, as Lorule also does. Lorule has been mostly purple in terms of architecture and art. So taking this third approach, it's possible that Ravio stole the mask from Lorule to keep anyone from possibly using it, with a huge potential on Hilda and Yuga from bringing more ruin to Lorule and potentially attacking Hyrule with it. So there you have it, 3 possible ways on how Ravio can come into contact with Majora's Mask, all tight in one theory. So, if you have any comments or questions, don't forget to write your highlights below and keep it here at HMK9Cap'n, HMK's Hectic Gaming channel, the most hectic channel on all of YouTube. So, don't forget to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, like on Facebook, and until next time, I've been HMK, and I'll check you guys later.